Hello, Relay community. This is Lindsay Hine, and today on the episode, we've got Peter Bromka and Erica Kemp. That's your regular three these days here on the podcast. Hey, we want to thank Noogs Nutrition for supporting this episode of Relay. This is a brand we love, and we know that you will love if you give it a try. Noogs have the best taste, and they are the nutrition for your runs or activity that you have been looking for. Fuel up with carbs, electrolytes, and have the best flavor ever. They've got electric watermelon, sour energy chews, lemon zinger, blue raspberry blast, caffeinated strawberry lemonade. These were all created to fit a need. Paige Foote, who is a dietitian, she couldn't find the right fuel, so she created it herself. And they come in an easy to open package. These are quick digesting carbs. Noogs are made with a blend of glucose and fructose designed for rapid absorption and quick energy that help keep you moving. They've got essential electrolytes with 150 milligrams of sodium, 50 milligrams of potassium per serving, and Noogs will help you replenish electrolytes that are lost through sweat, helping you reach your goals. So fuel up and have fun with Noogs. Go to noogsnutrition.com and use the code RELAY15 for 15% off your order. That's RELAY15 for 15% off your order. And when you support a sponsor of this podcast, you're directly supporting this show and you're supporting your own running because you're going to love Noogs. noogsnutrition.com. Use the code RELAY15 for 15% off your order.
Welcome back to Relay. Man, what an eventful weekend. Lindsay, you were out in Napa. Erica, you were at the US Half Marathon Championship. And we received a lot of DMs saying they couldn't wait for us to come on and break down my weekend long run. So I just want everyone to know it was a good run. I don't know why everyone was like, can't wait for Relay this week. I didn't have that much eventful of a weekend until I opened up my phone on Sunday morning. Erica, bring us on the scene.
Oh boy, we're just diving right in.
Okay, so Atlanta, Georgia, the year is 2026.
Here we go.
It's actually a gorgeous day, perfect racing conditions. It is sunny. It is not windy. It's in the high 40s, getting up to the low 50s. Like, you could not ask for better race conditions. Vibes are high. It's a great field. Race starts perfectly. No issues.
Beautiful.
Everyone's doing great. Then come the hills. Race starts to spread out a little bit. It gets a little more strung out as it goes on. And then the way that course kind of runs is there are some pretty steep hills on the front side, but you're still making your way essentially just down for 8 miles. And then at 8 miles, you're at the lowest possible point in the course.
Oh.
And then it's like 5 miles to the finish with some really, really hard climbs around like miles 10 and 11, especially. Not for the faint of heart. I was a little faint of heart that day. So like the drama in the front did not impact me directly. But yeah, so like I had a decent day. I was like, I'm, getting ready for Boston, but I knew I wasn't in like peak half marathon shape, but it was like a great like effort out on the course. And like, it's always fun to like go do those things and like see my friends. But so I'm having like a decent day, not the best, not the worst. I come through the finish like on this gorgeous day. And like the last I had seen of the front was probably somewhere around like mile 10. So we're like less than 3 miles to the finish. And I can start to see the top 3 getting strung out a little bit. I can like see a little bit of the lead car. And then I see Jess and then I see Space. And I'm like, she looks great. I knew she was ready for this weekend. So like I come through the finish ready to like congratulate her on winning. Cause like that's what I'm thinking happened because she looked so good. I was like, there's no way she's not going to win this. And then I finish and I'm just like literally looking around and it's like super weird because like usually the like top 3 for men and women are like hanging out in the finish area doing media and they have their flags, but I just like see volunteers like holding the flags and then there's like the men like off having a normal day. But like it was just like very strange. And then I'm like looking around and a few seconds later I turn around and like there's Jess and Emma and Edna and it didn't hit me at first, like, why that was, like, so strange and why, like, literally no one is separating and why they all look so upset. So I, like, asked someone standing, like, in the finish. I was like, "Oh, like, how did they do? Like, did Jess win?" And they were like, "They went off course." And you're
Ugh.
like, "What on earth does that mean?" It's like they followed a lead vehicle off course and, like, they ended up running, like, almost an extra 1,000 meters. Like,
Yeah.
they went, like, because they were also flying. Like,
Right.
they were kicking it in. It's, like, past mile 12 and a half marathon, and, like, so they ran a lot of extra and ended up they went from, like, 1, 2, and 3 to, like, 9, 12, and
Mm.
13 in, like it was insane.
Oh.
So then obviously they come through the finish. It's super awkward because obviously, like, they're super, super upset, but, like, everyone else seeing what has happened is also super upset on their behalf because, like,
Yeah.
we all knew those 3 were gonna win. They were a minute ahead of the entire field with less than 2 miles to go. Like,
That's
no one
crazy.
is going to drop a 4:20 mile and beat them. Like, it was just, like it wasn't, like, a close race.
Time will tell if we can count this as a silver lining. But the fact that there were three that had separated in the final mile,
Mhm.
I'm feeling better about it than if it
That
was like
that was the
8
podium.
people and you're like,
Yeah.
well,
Sure.
just the race is a scratch. This is like,
I think that's why it's so frustrating that there's, like it's so weird now and, like, there's not a clear path to, like, resolve it because every single person in that race was like, "We all ran that race and everyone did their best," and it was very clear who was on the podium that day, and then something insane happened, and now, like, everyone's kind of stuck in this weird limbo, and, yeah, I've just never been at a finish where I mean, everyone was upset.
mm,
'Cause, like, even, like, Molly
yeah,
Bourne handled it, like, with such grace, but at the same time, it's like she's like, I didn't win this, and this is so
She
awkward
oh.
because like, I had to" you know what I mean? They're holding the tape for
She
her
breaks
and,
the
like
tape, yeah.
yeah, and, like, she is the reigning US marathon champion, and she did have a great race in Atlanta as well, but, like, it's so
yeah,
awkward, and then, like, now she's, like, in the posts as, like, the champion, and, like, obviously, like, there are a lot of people who are, like, huge fans of that top 3 that, like, went off course, so then, like, you're just kinda getting caught in the crosshairs of, like, that's our champion, and, like, and it's, like, it's not her fault, like, the top
Not her
like,
fault at all.
Annie and Carrie and Molly all had great days,
yeah.
and, like, nothing against them, but, like, it's just so tough that it was so obvious who the podium was and that something so crazy happened because that's, like, the one thing you don't think is gonna happen. Like, you put so much trust in those lead vehicles, and, like, I don't know, at every other race, they tell you explicitly, like, where a vehicle will turn off sometimes if, like, they can't
Mhm.
make it
Mm.
down the course.
Mhm,
Like, "Hey,
mhm.
Yeah,
the cars can't drive down this street or go over this bridge, so, like, do not follow it. Make sure you go straight instead of, like, turning left," or, like, if there's things like that that are to be expected, it's always very clearly communicated. So, like,
yeah.
I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know why that turn was made or, like, if you know what I mean? There was just a miscommunication and they were just like, "Okay, like, I'm out," and, like, it wasn't communicated to the athletes, so they accidentally, like, followed them. And then it's like they found that the course wasn't properly marked and, like, it was a bit confusing, so, like, that did violate, like, USATF rules, but even though it violated the rules, they can't it's not, like, a big enough violation or, like, there's not enough to, like, overturn the results or, like, any
How
it
does that
was
get messed up,
so
though? Like,
confusing.
How does the course
Which
so I have a
which
question for
thing?
you.
Yeah,
Wait,
Lindsay, where are you in this
okay,
journey?
I'm wondering for Erica because you obviously weren't following the lead vehicle, so like that's not an issue to you. But where that happened on the course, can you think back to where that was and like did it feel confusing to you? Of course, you were just following the runners in front of you, not a vehicle.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's tough to say because when there are other people in front of you, it's
You're
like you
just
don't even think twice about it. But if you are
right.
literally the first person and there's nobody else in front of you other than the vehicle, you wouldn't
Lindsay,
know.
I sent you the video. There's a
No, I
video.
know. I've watched that video like 3 times and I'm like, "What?" Like, because when that vehicle turns and Jess turns, like, it's almost like, is she wondering what's going on or is she just assuming? I mean, we'd have to have Jess on to actually know for sure, but and then also, like, man, first of all, we have to just say, like, Jess's post, if that's not, like, the most Jess, like, sweetest, kindest, the highest amount of character you could ever have with how she reacted, because she even gave empathy to whoever the driver was of that vehicle. She's like, they feel terrible, and I'm just like, man, everybody needs to just like get out a pen and take notes about how to handle a really unfortunate situation, because that was textbook.
Okay, silver lining number 2.
Yeah.
Jess McClain is super fit, and I'm here for it. We got a
Mhm.
couple months.
Oh.
We got 48 days till Boston.
But of all people, Jess, it's just like
Oh, yeah.
many near missed podiums, and she was about to win the whole damn thing. Just heartbreaking, truly. Why did the car not stop and say, no? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't think anyone's spoken to the driver on what happened. That's also like, there's only so many of those questions that you can and really should ask to like the literal people involved. Cause like, keep in mind, that was a really upsetting morning. And like, it's
Yeah.
fun to like talk about it. And like, it's gotten a ton of press, like literally internationally, but like, there are real people who were affected on this day. Like, missed
Totally.
opportunities, missed moments, thousands of dollars in prize money, like
Yeah.
emotionally taxing experience. So like, I do want to be a little careful on how much we like really go into those types of things, because there are real human beings that
Oh,
like
for
this occurred to.
sure. Oh, for sure.
I was trying to think of if it was the NBA. Like the NBA will make calls about a game, and then on
Mhm.
Monday, like the next morning or the day after, or the NFL, it's on Monday morning, they'll like announce maybe like a change of not the call on the day because the game has been played, but my understanding is you might change the outcomes of like a penalty that could lead to a suspension, or like the official office weighs in. And that's where I was feeling, Erica, you don't have to comment on USATF, but I was feeling like a lack of clarity. They're like, by May, we should figure this out because we don't have to announce it. And you're like, okay, that's not good enough. Then, I mean, I was sitting on the couch taking it all in, and I turned to my wife, Julia, and I'm like, this happened. This is crazy. And she's like, yeah, but don't they just like huddle up and like all agree? Well, that would make some sense, or there should be some protocol for this. And so then you start to be like, don't give me like there are official rules and and we can't find a way to make it work.
How many people does this have to filter through before a decision is made is the question. I thought, did you guys see Josh Cox's post about the whole situation?
Yeah.
Did you? No?
No.
Here, I'll read it really
That was
quick,
nice.
'cause I
He
thought,
just like he states how some common sense, but I didn't think it was profound in any manner.
I
Really.
mean, I think it's important that people like him stand up. He says our agency had the second and third place finishers at the USATF Half Marathon Championships, Carrie Elwood and Annie Rodenfields, respectively. I'm gutted for the athletes affected by the on-course mishap. And for the Atlantic Track Club, I understand the precarious position this places USATF given their published selection criteria for the World Athletic Road Running Championships in Copenhagen this September. He kind of explains more, but then he says, earlier today, I had conversations with both Carrie and Annie. Both athletes prefer that the rightful team of Jess McClain, Emma Grace Hurley, and Edna Kurgat be named to the team representing the Stars and Stripes, as it was a foregone conclusion that they had the team spots locked up given their lead and proximity to the finish.
Yeah. With USATF, they have these things like, well, it can only roll down through the top 5, and you're like, says who? Says you
Make
guys? Like,
an
come on.
exception. Make an exception. Yeah.
And I imagine, if they started making exceptions left and right and messing with teams, we would feel like the system would fall apart. But this is
extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, and sadly, these things do happen. So which comes to my third or fourth silver lining, which is I feel like people are going to take these courses very seriously in the future. I mean, I don't know, Eric, I haven't run that race. When you have an official US championship that has like 25 plus turns in it, like you're inviting the potential for some chaos. I mean, it's downtown LA. Or Atlanta. I don't know what the options are, but it's by your own doing. So let's take it really seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it is like a bit like absurd to expect everyone. Keep in mind that like you don't also have access to the course map, and like you would probably have to like
No.
consult that
Zoom in.
the like satellite map of the Atlanta city streets and then memorize like 27 turns to a city you've maybe been to once or twice, but definitely have never run those streets. Like there's probably a handful of people on the planet that have the capacity to like memorize that. Like this is
No.
road racing. It is not orienteering. Also,
And
we're
then
not
when you're
allowed
Compass,
learning
to
where's your
have,
compass?
we're literally not allowed to have like tech. So it's not like anyone can
Yeah.
whip out their phone and like use Google Maps. Like, are we supposed to like save it to our watch? Because that
It is-
also doesn't work super well.
There's a weird thing with the biggest races in the world have so many people, like Chicago, Tokyo, New York, where they just close off both sides with big metal fencing, and you really couldn't take a wrong turn because they have committed so many resources.
You would have to really try to go off course.
Yeah, like you're parkouring
You're
a
hopping
little
fences.
bit. Whereas a lot of races, yeah, I mean, people always get mad at the Portland Marathon because people are always going the wrong way at the Portland Marathon, which I totally think their anger is justified. And yet, the more I've gotten to realize that,
Why
I'm like,
isn't that problem fixed by now if it's happened so many times in Portland?
that's something we should ask the head of the Portland Marathon. But it also is like when people are drawing courses at smaller races, they're like, well, they end up drawing these like donuts where, the course goes to the east and then around and then it crosses. They come up with these solutions that you're like, yeah, it would cost a lot of money to close off both sides with fencing the entire time, which they do at the majors.
But the majors also have like a different level of budget.
Yeah. And so then you look at the Atlanta map and you're like, okay, I mean, I guess it was both like, how could this happen? Then you look at the Atlanta map, you're like, I could see how this could happen.
Yeah.
Not that it should happen but
like so strange.
It's so strange. And
Not
you were
gonna
there,
forget it.
Erica.
It was
Oh man.
by far the weirdest finish line I've ever seen. Because like
Well,
everyone's upset,
yeah.
which is like not finish
so
line
strange.
vibes.
Yeah, no.
I think that the other piece that comes out of this is that it shows how strong and like connected the professional women's running scene is.
Oh.
Every single person that I can see with my eyes and ears is just supportive of one another in this situation. Like I've seen nothing but like uplifting comments and support, and it just seems like everybody really loves each other. Do you feel those vibes, Erica?
Yeah, but I think it's like a deep place of just like respect because like they're great athletes and you like hate to see like bad things happen to good people, and there are a lot of very good people in US women's running, especially like in the front. So it's like you're happy for their wins, you like feel for their losses, but we can all respect like a well-earned victory. And like those three undoubtedly earned that podium on Sunday and then didn't get it. And that's just like one of the most heartbreaking scenarios you could ever imagine, because you're just like, you did everything you were supposed to do. Like you raced so well, you trained so hard, like they're very easy people to cheer for. And then come to find out they didn't get their moment and they might be denied prize money and the opportunity for this team because of like just a wacky mistake, which is like, is that
strange.
enough to like derail this like moment for you? Like that sucks. And like, you just like hate to see it happen. It's just like not controversial in like that sense, like at all, which is what makes it so like frustrating.
Yeah. I posted like, this is a ridiculous statement from the USATF that Sidious reposted, and like 400 people have liked my comment because I'm like, there's no humanity in this comment. There's no like, we feel deeply for the athletes affected and we are going to figure out how to make this right. They're just like, per rule 275. And you're like, maybe they think in that moment they're just officiating. But again, I don't think USATF understands like the NFL or NBA, like, you are presiding over the pro sport here. Like, talk about it like the fans care. And they sometimes do stuff that's like, we just called balls and strikes and we walk off the field. And you're like, no, because it makes us as fans, I don't know how it feels as a pro to be like, well, maybe I shouldn't care about this. Like, you're acting like it doesn't matter. Like, I shouldn't.
And I feel like everyone has their own individual beef with their federation, which is like just a
Sure.
common experience around the globe as an athlete.
It means you're a
Nobody's
pro.
perfect. Um, but no, it's like I can like almost I don't want to understand them, but I can see from a professional standpoint why you would want to like strictly adhere to statements and criteria that you've already published because you're like trying to save face and like maintain some sense of like trust and like good faith. But I think there are moments like this one where the best thing you can do to retain that trust and good faith is to, use your power to like do the right thing. Cause it's like, if you want people to trust this like governing body that they will take care of their athletes and like put the best teams together to compete on the world stage, then it's like, do your thing. Yes,
Yeah.
maybe you wrote that 6 months ago, but also you can rewrite it tomorrow. Like, and also you don't have to rewrite it forever. Like, we're talking about one thing.
Yep.
So I think that's the like frustrating part is you're like, oh, my hands are tied. And it's like, you're tying your own hands. Like
You're tying
like
your own
sitting
hands.
on your hands, just like move.
Exactly. And running races get let off course. Like, this is not part of the rule book anywhere. It's never been part of the rule book. Like, I've personally been a part of like 3 to 5 races that have been let off course. So they're not
Seems
official
like
US
way too high of
championships.
a
I was going to
number.
say, Peter, that's a lot.
I know.
A lot of you women are racing Boston. Like, how do you know, like, who, like, when you get on the line, like, who's in there for a fitness test? Who's in there to, like, try to win it? Who's in there to, like, be like, this is specifically a workout to Boston? Yeah. What does that start line feel like, knowing that you're all in, like, probably more marathon shape? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we don't really ask.
What are you doing today?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like you go out and like everyone has their own goals for the days, their own race plan, their own purpose for being on that start line. So, yeah, I feel like it'd be really weird if we were like chit-chatting about like what we were there for and like what we were trying to do. It's more
Whoa.
just
You've
like
never been an amateur runner. Amateur runners are like sandbaggers like crazy.
Well, that
I
makes
mean,
sense because there's like literally thousands of people around you. So you need to know like if the person next to you is going to walk the first mile or not. So you don't get like trampled. But when there's only like 40 of you, and like you,
okay.
at least like I've been around long enough that I know a bunch of these people pretty well. So I can like roughly guess like
Oh, sure. Like
who's
what they're-
always ready to go regardless of like what
uh-huh.
they're training for, who maybe has just come off an injury, who just got sick. Like you'd have
Totally.
like a rough
Yeah.
idea, but at the same time, like it doesn't change like what you're trying to do that day.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, we're normally just like normal people on the start line. We were entertained by the intros that some of us got because
Oh,
they like
fun.
they always sometimes they're really good and really like tight and like they're like they actually do hype you up, and sometimes they say like the weirdest stuff or like the way they phrase things you're like, that was almost insulting, why would you bring that up? Like you know what I mean? Like it's super weird.
Yeah.
I remember Molly Bournes was really funny because they started good with like reigning US marathon champ and
Yeah.
then said something weird about like, and we'll see something. And it's like, that didn't feel very positive towards the end. And then Emma
Right.
Grace's was really funny because she's from Georgia. So like when they announced her as like this high school like state champ or whatever to start.
Oh,
And you're
yeah.
like,
As
why
we
are we
all
going
remember.
back in the archives? Like Emma
Right.
Grace is relevant today.
Right. Like,
So like stuff like that is like super funny. And I guess
I
that's
love it.
probably the last thing we're thinking of before they send us off is like, why would you put that in my intro?
You're like, today I need to rewrite, add another bullet point above.
It's like
what I did in
entertaining
high
because
school.
like some of them try to spice it up and like build some tension of like, let's see what they can do. But you're also like, the last thing someone said to me before the race went off was like, are they going to have a good day? And you're like, well, shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Hope so.
But it's fun. It's entertaining.
Were you at the press conference? I saw pictures of you, Emma Grace, and
Molly
a couple
and
others.
Jess.
How does that work? Like, how do they decide who's at the press conference?
Couldn't tell you.
But they asked you, and you're there.
Yeah, I did not volunteer.
Erica, I don't think I've talked about this with you on Relay. I am, to put it nicely, a mixed opinion about like the pre-race press conferences
Oh.
where they're like stick a microphone in a. How's training been going? How are you excited for tomorrow? I'm like, when I see those now on YouTube, I'm like, those are 2 minutes of my life I could just save right now. Like, what are you gonna say?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
No,
how did
it's
you feel
funny.
at it?
I mean, fine. Like, I've done them before, and they're always, like, pretty similar, but, I mean, Carrie Tollefson hosted that one, and Carrie's great because she actually
Yeah.
asks more, like, personal questions versus
Oh.
the, like,
Mhm.
like
how has training been going? How
how's your
many miles
fitness?
have you run? Like, it's a little bit more like, why this race? Or, like, what do you like about this city? Or something that's just, like, a little less boring and, like, repetitive.
We said that we would recap the half marathon championships. I didn't realize it was going to be international news, but
That
there we
was
go.
wild.
Okay. Yeah, that was wild.
Wow.
One for the
It's
ages.
also interesting to, like, see it kind of take on a life of its own so quickly once it, like, hits, like, mainstream media, because then the story gets, like, super condensed and, like we were saying earlier, like, gets dramatized a little bit, so it's like
Yeah.
track star robbed of victory, and, like, it gets wild, which, like, yeah, but also, like, damn, like, what do they think is happening over here? Like, it was, like, a tragic mistake, and, like, nothing,
Yeah.
like, no conspiracies or anything are happening,
Right.
but it is, like, wild, to see a running story get that much, like, attention. You would love to see, like, positive stories take on
Yeah.
that kind of, like,
Right.
life in the mainstream media, but, like, it's okay. It's not the worst story to make it to the mainstream, so, like, I'll live with it.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point. Yeah, let's pick up some of these really exciting stories. I mean, when Kira broke the American record, I remember that got picked up on mainstream. But it's interesting because I don't remember when Emily Sisson broke the American record, it really getting picked up like as heavily on mainstream. Maybe it
Yeah.
was the
Well, because
story that
Kira's was, like, she left the sport for
a
10 years,
comeback.
she's a mom,
Yeah.
she's a bit older to start her pro marathon career
Totally.
versus, like, Emily, we were just, like, waiting for it to happen because she's
Right. She's been
Emily.
around here. Totally. What's crazy though is that with all of that, and I was immersed in Napa Valley Marathon weekend myself, but like I feel like indoor champs. I'm like, I had people texting me about Emily Mackay, and I'm like thinking I'm just so out of the loop. Like I wasn't even focused on that at all. So I don't know if you guys have comments.
Wait, the indoor champs?
Erica's like, I was pretty busy too.
No, I was waiting for
Yeah.
our track correspondent, Lindsay Hine,
Yeah.
to, like, give a full detailed info.
Paging in from Staten Island. I was saying that my life is all about going in with low expectations, and I did not think much about the indoor champs. And then there were some fun races. B, they put them on NBC Sports YouTube like pretty quickly, so that's pretty nice. Women's 15, totally absurd. Like just 3 people like crashing across the finish. And yeah, really fun. I
Who's
don't know.
number 3? Was it Nikki, Gracie, and who's number 3?
Lindsay Butler, who
Lindsay
was
Butler.
the double pass, you're coming down, you're like, I can see the finish. And then 2 champions come on either side, like a cartoon scene. And it's always that thing of like, again, track the margins are so small that like, it's a weird part of our sport that Gracie is like falling to the line and is kind of like arms up, almost victorious. And then finally turns her head and it's like, oh, there's Nikki. Whoops. Okay. Like, and then, quickly, congratulations. Yeah. Nikki in patented form left it till the kick. But then in this case, I think probably tried to keep it even more exciting or something like that. And just came flying through at the very, very final last second. So Nikki did a great job of getting their hands up to signify the 10th championship, like at the line. So for those
What do
scoring
you
at
mean
home,
the 10th championship?
like
I think it's like their
10th
10th
indoor,
title.
outdoor. Yeah, 10th title.
Yeah, but like
Over the
7th,
wow.
1500, like in a row.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that's where I was losing track. Was it
Wow.
7 or 10?
It was
Because
7
there was
1500 meter titles, just straight.
Wow.
it's like a fun little side quest. Like the team goes to Poland and they there will be a world championship. We're not like so
I mean,
emotionally invested.
Nikki was at Worlds. They were silver.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
should be pretty exciting.
Wait, Lindsay, were you hearing about the 3K on Sunday? You were getting
I was
dispatches that
getting-
Emily was looking quite strong. You're like, man, oh man. Just
Yeah, I was just
dominant
getting text
victory.
messages that she won the
Okay.
3,000. Yeah.
Um,
I have a correspondent also in Atlanta, Kara. Oh, Kara, she said she told you that I coach her. She was like, I saw Erica Kemp.
saw her
told her.
Yeah, after I finished.
Yeah. She's so sweet. She's very, very heavily involved in like just the Atlanta running community. And so she was super excited to be able to be a volunteer for the half champs. But she was actually my on-site correspondent. I was getting ready. I think I was getting ready to go MC Napa because I'm like 3 hours behind. And she texted me about like they went off course, and at first I read it and I was like, huh. And then I realized like, oh, wait, this is like a massive deal. Like this is huge. And then I'm also getting texts from her about indoors all weekend too. So I have people on the ground when I'm not paying attention, apparently.
Indoors is fun. It's like a little appetizer. It feels like in a good way, in a fun way, like the best athletes outdoors typically win. Like there's upsets and such, but there's enough space on the track that you're like, man, they ran the race and that person won. Whereas indoor, you often do, I think, I finished watching a race like, well, I mean, okay, that's who won. But like, people, there's just not enough. They all want to be in the same square foot, like, Cole Hocker wins the 3K in a thrilling victory on Saturday and then comes back for the 15, of which he's the Olympic champion, and just kind of gets jammed up. Maybe he's tired, gets pushed out the side and finishes and he's like, yeah, wow, that one didn't work out well for me. I don't know if you've seen our resident high schooler, Cooper Lutkenhaus. What I'm obsessed with is I would love someone to put him on a treadmill and get some force readings on just like how much force he transfers into the ground. Cause the dude just looks like he's like, some people look fast. He just looks like he's like pop, pop, pop.
Oh, he's like barely touching the ground.
He just is sort of like springing
That's
off the
youth,
ground.
Peter.
And he's going.
It's just the youth.
Well, it's unprecedented youth because he's the U20 world record holder. So, I mean, it's pretty, I don't know. It's a funny way. He just looks like, why is everyone working so hard behind me? I don't know. This is his first national title, and it's just like, well, yeah, I mean, if you can look like that, you're going to win the race. It wasn't super fast, but it's a 4-lap indoor race, so it doesn't have to be. I will say, I don't know if you saw any of the Noah Lyles content anywhere.
Nope. Spill it.
No, he didn't win.
He did not win.
He didn't make the team either, did he?
No, he got.
Or did he get second?
Third. Wait, didn't he get third?
Because they only take 2 for indoors.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Jordan Anthony, young gun, who trains with Noah Lyles, Trayvon Bromell, and then Noah Lyles. If I was a director, I would call a cut and I would be like, Noah, I need you to say the lines like you mean them. Like, I just need you to say that again. Like you actually, like,
what did he say?
He just trash talks, but in a way that I just don't believe he believes. He's like, you can borrow the belt, but I'm the man. And I'm like, I just don't. I think you're a nice guy who like.
I was gonna say he's a nice guy.
He's just such a nice guy, and I think someone's like, hey, no, you could say this stuff after the race. And like, he just sells it like he knows the controversy will sell. But I'm like, I just think he's like a sweetheart.
You're saying you think he's saying these tough lines, but doesn't actually mean them.
Yeah, he put out a reel like the day before being like, I have the belt. Like, you're coming for the belt.
Or it's not his like default
like,
personality.
Yeah.
As like a human.
But it's
just his delivery of these lines. Some people, they're like, there's a lot of talk online. Sometimes you'll see a video and they're like, well, he's actually a nice guy. He just kind of comes off like a jerk in these videos. And Noah is like trying to act like a hard ass. And he just seems like a sweetheart.
Oh,
I don't know.
Well, I hope he is.
I mean, I think he seems like a nice person, and he has good people around him, and he has, like his mom's there. in the videos, not these videos, but like his girlfriends, he's not some lone wolf that like, you're like, this person is lethal. You're like, he seems like a
Yeah.
charming man.
But like when you're the expected person to win and two other people beat you, don't you say like the two people that showed up best today won and that is what it is?
Well, Lindsay, you're not going to make any money with controversy with
Oh,
any
okay.
statements like that.
Alright.
So yeah,
Okay.
Anyways, I was like, oh, it's early season. Like he's more of a long sprinter. It's okay. But
I do have a
you know,
moral question for you guys as fans of the sport. Are we going to watch the enhanced games?
Oh.
Or is that
I
like
just kind
bad
of
for
don't
the sport?
care. I just kind of like
oh,
I don't really care about it and I think it's weird if you want to do it.
I mean, it's super weird to do it, but
mm,
it's happening, and like I know giving them viewership is like bad. But if we're
Yeah.
being honest, I do want to see Fred Curly.
I
Like he is
know.
just such like an anomaly of a human being, and I'm so sad he's like deviated onto this like diabolical side quest of the enhanced game. But
Yeah,
I
how does
my-
it
need
make
to
you
know.
feel when someone signs up for it? Are you like
And
I
you're
don't know.
bummed, especially like for him. Cause like I remember like watching him back in college, like absolutely demolish the 4, and then as a pro, just like
Yeah.
for no reason be like, you know what? I'm gonna crush the 100 and like everyone can like get out of my way. And then he followed through on that, and it was like literally uncharted territory. Like no one had done something that bold. No 400 runner just was like going up to the 100-meter guys and was
Totally.
like, this is my crown. Because that's just like unheard of. And then to like fall from grace and then do this is like absolutely insane. But I'm still obsessed with his like ranch life and like just like I don't know. He's so interesting, but I wish
Wait,
he
he
made
lives
better
on a
choices.
ranch?
He like
Yeah.
rides horses and does ranch things.
Oh. But wait, so okay.
I wanted to support him until he did this enhanced game stuff.
Okay, but question is when someone is signing up for the enhanced games, does that taint their previous career? Or
Well, most of the people who signed up have been banned in some
He's
manner.
like one of the like 3 people who signed up
Yeah.
without a history of doping
Okay.
violations.
I
And
was gonna
he
say, I
has
didn't think
sworn that he's not doping. He's just doing this
now he's going to
because-
just for this. Who are the
Yeah.
other do you guys know who the other people are that haven't?
You always do
popped.
this, Lindsay. You always
What?
do this.
Lindsay,
I
that's
wanna
not an
know.
important question.
You always like
If we don't know, why would our listeners know?
Yeah. Like Lindsay's always like, can you pull a random fact that you should maybe
Well, I
know
mean,
and that
I'd like
Sidious
to
would
know
know,
who
but
the
I
clean
can't.
athletes, the people who have never been popped. I'll freaking
I mean,
Google it
technically,
right now.
Fred
Curly
he is
has
serving
plenty of
suspension.
controversy on
Yeah.
his name.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah.
Erica, for those viewing at home, I have my Fred Curly framed photo
that's-
that I
Aw.
purchased
Oh
at
no,
a
it's
auction.
not hanging on the wall
It's not
anymore.
hanging currently because I'm not here to litigate domestic disputes. But yeah, if you get arrested for domestic violence, you don't get to be behind me on the wall.
Fair.
I'm more just disappointed. I don't have a new. If you'd asked me this question like a year ago, I had an interim point of view, which was people can dope all they want, but if they don't have elite, like world-class mechanics and explosiveness, it's just not going to be a thing. It's just going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
look, this guy was he was a 10.6 runner and now he's a 10.2. And you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they started recruiting some of the world's best. And so now I'm like, I don't know how to feel because I would be lying if I looked at you and said, like, I'm definitely looking away and I won't be checking the results. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh.
Watching
I
like
just-
through your hands, like it's a scary movie.
Exactly. It's totally like a scary movie. You're like, I want to know how it turns out, but I don't know if I want to see it.
It's like there's no
'cause-
Grand Slam this spring, so like,
Yeah.
what else are we gonna watch?
I'm just uninterested because I think it's like I don't care what you can do with things that aren't legal to use to put into your body. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I don't.
his point is he's not taking them. He's just like
Yes.
literally suspended right now from like via like WADA. Like he's serving a
Oh.
suspension so he can't compete normally. So this is him
So-
finding a route to compete. He just happens to be competing against a lot of people who do have a history of doping.
Oh, so he's not enhancing for the enhanced games.
According to
Oh.
himself.
Okay.
I mean,
And
yeah,
he
that's
always
interesting.
posts like, you can come test me whenever you want.
Oh,
Are
I mean,
they
I
even bothering
actually
to
think
use
he had
that's
three
resources to
interesting.
test
whereabouts
him?
failures.
Who knows? Yeah.
3 whereabouts failures, depending on who you talk to, is either can happen or the most egregious failure. I mean, every
What
time
do you
this
think about a
occurs,
whereabouts failure, Erica, in general?
I mean, it takes 3 to get suspended. 1, I would never think twice.
Okay.
Just because like it's a mistake. Like literally you were just like not home when you were supposed to be home, slipped your mind, you didn't update your thing, it's whatever. 2, you should be on high alert because they drop one every 12 months. So if you had 2 already, like you
oh,
were sitting on 2 whereabouts failures, for the next 12 months, you in theory would have them accounted for like clockwork because you don't want a third one. And it's like,
yeah.
you know, if you get a third one, you're going to be suspended. So like, it
How is
seems
the
like a
app?
pretty
I've
high
always
price
been
to pay.
curious.
There's no app.
Like how quality. Oh, there's no app.
That's like the
That's
frustrating
some
part because
BS.
people are like, we wish we had an app. I will
Yeah.
literally share my location with you. I always
Right.
have my phone on me. Like this could be so simple and we could
Right.
never have whereabouts failures, but it's still this like portal on like a website. So it is like a bit old school tech wise, but like it's part of your job. So it's like,
I
how
just
much
have
can you
felt
really
like
complain about it?
Because, like, if you're like, I'm going to go to, you're in Boston or wherever you are, I'm going to go to Raleigh for the weekend. You just have to go log. I'm going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, Saturday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's like anything. Pro runners should know the course. Why didn't they memorize the course? And you're like, well, it's like a 30-turn course. Or like pro runners should just update their whereabouts. But then I've heard stories of like,
It's
people
a
are
pain
living
in the
their
ass
life.
to update
Yeah.
them.
Maybe you
Also,
get
like, what if
invited
you
over to that
were
girl's house after the party and, maybe,
now you're not sleeping where you
hey,
said you were sleeping and now we have a problem.
yeah, what are
Right.
you up to? You're being fishy.
But
Or
again,
just like
that one
the website
time,
itself is like not, I mean, it's not difficult to use, but at the same time, like there's like 2-factor authentic, like
Oh,
whatever. So it
yeah.
has to send you a text to like verify, so then you can log in. And then sometimes it like bugs out on my phone, so I need my computer, but I don't have my computer, so I have to use someone else's
No.
computer. And now it's a new device, and now it thinks I'm like freaking out. But it's fine. In theory, you get 3 strikes, so like
right.
you don't stress
Like-
till you have like multiple.
I'm
Yeah, yeah,
imagining
yeah.
they're like somewhere like, yeah, no, she said she liked me. She just said it wasn't worth updating her whereabouts
Yeah.
to come over. She didn't like me that much.
But Peter, we can do an honorable mention for the men's half marathon championships,
Yes.
which were flawless.
The Hocker boys, they all look so happy. There's like that
They were
1
really
plus 1
cute.
plus 1 equals 5 when they're all from the same brand. Like,
Yeah.
these men are, I mean, they're doing well, but I will say as a fan, I just interviewed Ethan Shuley from who qualified. And like, I want to put some of these guys like in that box where you're like, okay, Wesley, like you've qualified for the trials, but like, what if you just went ham on a race? Like what if you risked really blowing up? Because, some of these men have run some good times, but I'm like, I want the names out there in the stratosphere with some risky running. Anyways.
And honorable
That's-
mention, speaking of Ethan, who ran, was it Osaka or something different?
Yep.
Yeah,
It was
Osaka.
Osaka. Casey Klinger, 8-minute
Oh,
PB.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
that's
a few
insane.
months after a
In
little
Tokyo.
bit of a tough debut in Chicago, ran it back
Yes.
in borderline his second home country.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh
I was like,
my gosh.
is he giving this interview in Japanese? Like, whoa.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, what in the
So-
AI am I watching? And then I'm like, no, he's doing this.
He told us over
what's
the
deal?
summer, his dad did his mission in Japan, and then him and his brother by chance also did their missions in Japan. So like
Okay.
the Klinger men all speak Japanese.
Oh,
All right.
Wow.
That's how
So like it was really cool for him to like sneak
Yes.
over to Tokyo and like
Yeah.
ball out.
Yeah.
Wow. Ethan, on your interview with him, Peter, I noticed you guys brought up ran to Japan. Every single time I get acupuncture, the guy who does my acupuncture is trying to convince me to get on board with this ran to Japan
What is the on board
YouTube guy.
qualify? What would you have to do
He
to
just
be on
wants me to
board?
like pay attention. He wants me to watch
Oh,
his content. Like he's so invested in this guy, and he's like,
Oh,
"Have you seen this guy? Are you watching his stuff yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did look."
it's 2024. We're at the U.S. Marathon Trials like 2 days before, and we do this big group run. And these people come up to me. I'm standing next to Mike Kafuzi, and they're just like spouting off like, "Oh, and then this, and then this, and then Mike, and then blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome! Like, when did you start running?" And they're like, "Oh, like late pandemic, like 21, 22." I'm like, "You've been running for 2 years, and you are so far in the weeds that you are like talking about the controversy." I don't even remember what the controversies were at that point. And
that's
I
cool.
said this to Mike, and he's like, a little bit after, and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, YouTube will radicalize you." Like, he's like, "You got the people who go health, you
Mhm.
got the people who go politics, and then he's like, some of these people they're just all about the trajectory of these different people." So yeah, like, Lindsay, these YouTubers will have these rabid fans, and they're
Oh,
like, "How could you
yeah,
not know about this person?" And I'm like,
totally.
"It sounds like I should, but just fill me in, you know?"
That's
And
exactly it. I mean, like every single time, I'm like, So anyway, I did text him that interview. I was like, "Take this, ran to Japan. You should listen to this episode."
but
Just-
Ethan's like bashful. I'm like, "It's cool you do YouTube." And he was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I barely do YouTube.
yeah,
Like, ran to
he was
Japan does
quiet about
YouTube." And
it.
I'm like, "I'm
Yeah.
sorry." Like, I'm just
Yeah.
trying
Well,
to,
he was like, I think he doesn't put a lot of effort into his YouTube. So he was like, didn't want to be like, yeah, I have this
he's in
big
film
YouTube
school. He
page.
needs to like sell it. He's like, "That's not my
Right.
best work."
I thought it was a really interesting episode though. But yeah, a lot of, I guess the Randa Japan guy is British, but
Yes.
yeah.
I mean,
It's surprising that you've got two sub 210 American marathoners who can just fluently speak Japanese.
yeah, hadn't thought about
You
that.
know, kind of random,
Uh,
really.
huh. Yeah, but it's excited though that because Casey marathon is hard. He ran Chicago.
What did he
Traded
run? What did he run in
like
Tokyo?
2:16. Oh, in Tokyo, like 2:08, 20
Wow,
something.
that's
Let's go.
huge. Yeah, that's really exciting. Sorry, you asked me about Napa and my kids started screaming
But I'll just
because
say, sorry if you're going to mention that 208 is now
yeah,
the price of
210.
entry. Yeah,
No,
like
I agree. Yeah, I mean,
it's like,
I remember early on in my podcasting years, like, it's been a decade now, um, that it was a massive deal the year in Chicago when like multiple American men broke 210.
yeah,
And so, yeah, I agree. Like now that would be multiple American men breaking 208 for sure. Um, no, Napa Valley Marathon. It was such a good weekend. It was beautiful. We did have an Olympic trials qualifier, Abigail
yeah.
Shoemaker.
Nice.
So that was really exciting. Also, huge course record there. She ran 2:35, maybe 35 or something like that.
I know. I'm like, that was a really impressive run. I mean, I know
Yeah,
that.
because it was actually, I would say, maybe felt a tad bit toasty. Like it was fine, but it wasn't, it was probably like a tiny bit warm. Especially for the people running, slower marathon times. And the course has some rollers on it. It's not like totally flat or anything. It's beautiful. The course
Yeah,
is beautiful.
I mean,
But
absolutely.
yeah, that was
That's what we
exciting.
know
It's
about
always
it.
exciting when there's a course record. There was a course record last year too. So maybe it's on the up and up on people coming out and trying to run really fast. But there's always
Okay.
there's always a good amount of pretty speedy people there.
But I mean, she
Um
ran 2:37 at CIM.
yeah.
And
So
then
she
I'm
was
like,
trying to OTQ. Yeah.
yes, but it's just, if I had a friend run 2:37 CIM, I'd be like, "Man,
Would you
you're
pick
rocking and rolling,
Napa?
settle in." And then she's like, "No, I'm just gonna go Napa and hit it." And you're like, "Oh, okay."
But
If you
like
can do
what's
that,
the
that's awesome.
but what was the 2:37? Like, you know what I mean? Like was she in shape for 2:35 and like she got sick or something like that, Like who knows
She pull an
why
Erica
she
Kemp
ran
and
the
just sort of mail in that first one, or
Set the bar
Who knows
low.
no,
why?
yeah. Woohoo! I want to get all the bonuses. And no, it's true. It's just impressive impressive run. I
But
have
good. It's a
friends.
bit quick turnaround.
I think it's a cool course. I think it's a very cool event, and I never run it, but because I'm close by in Oregon, every year or so, friends will be like, "It can be fast. We got to go." And I'm like,
Yeah, come
"Really?
on
You
down.
sure it's
Come
fast?"
for the
I'm
vibes
more of
though
the
too.
skeptic. Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely seems worth doing.
Yeah, your friend who I am like trying to like, she's my friend now too. Jess
Oh,
Dorrington was there.
oh yeah. How'd it go?
It was good. Yeah, I got to interview her and Shannon Roberry at the expo and really just got to know them. We hung out quite a bit. It was really fun. I asked Shannon lots of like not on record, like not on recording, like lots of career questions too. And I was like,
Ooh.
see, I think you're kind of like people are curious because she did run with the Oregon Project. She was coached by Alberto for a little bit. And so I'm like, people are curious about you because you haven't like really made the podcast rounds too much. And so yeah, I'm excited. I told her and Jess I'm airing the episode we recorded this Friday on I'll Have Another. But then I was like, because want to have them on to help them promote their book and everything. But I was like, I actually want to interview you guys separately because for
Hmm.
Shannon, I want to do like a real career focused interview like I do with other pros, not just like focused on a book promo.
Oh,
I want, the interview.
did you
So
say to her, like, now that you're an Olympic medalist, I'm willing to have you on my
Just gonna
podcast?
say, yeah.
no,
Boom.
I've tried to have her on before. She just, I mean, Shannon, she wasn't, I don't know if you guys paid attention to this at all, but she's not necessarily been someone that's like out in the media,
Yeah.
on social media a lot. So she's just kind of like seemed to me like doing her thing, running really hard, doing mom stuff, like not really making the rounds like some athletes
I'll be
do.
interested to see. I'm sure it could be a nice conversation. I think talking about the Oregon Project is like playing with fire. Like, it
No,
can
I mean, and it's
like,
what is she willing to
what's the
talk about
upside? What's the
even?
downside? Yeah, it's like, and what's
Well,
she experienced?
she's a 3-time Olympian though, and she also
Oh yeah.
medaled now. She's got the medal in like what's known to be like possibly the dirtiest race of all Olympic history. I mean, she placed 6th in that race and ended up with a medal. So, yeah, I mean, I think she'll be a fascinating interview. She's also like very smart. She went to Duke. Like, I don't know. I think I
You don't have to
am
sell us.
excited.
We'll listen. We're
We
like
Well,
on
believe
here's
you.
the thing.
board.
I
Yeah.
am excited to interview her as like I feel like it will be like a very classic interview. Like I want the whole story, 3-time Olympian. And yeah, she's been someone that I've always wanted to have on and just it's never worked out. So anyway, yeah, the whole weekend was good. Blistering Pace, they are the race management team that puts on Napa Valley, Big Sur. They also do a lot of logistics for Chicago and New York. Michelle LaSalle, she is like amazing. Their team is like legit. Also just like fun and easy to work with.
Erica, are you gonna have like a tour of fun events when like the events are not? I
When you're
imagine you're
done
gonna
being
maybe have
pro.
a part of your running career, yeah, running life, maybe not career, where you're like, I really want to hit that race because it just seems like a good old time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like,
Ooh, yeah.
not that I'm
Which
like rushing retirement, but like
No,
I am
no, I'm not.
excited to like
I'm not
choose
pushing it
races
on you.
because they're like very fun.
But wait, have you
Yeah.
thought of any like, oh, when this is all done, I want to hit that up?
The wine marathon in France where you like actually
yeah.
stop at the different wineries because like
Fun.
what a
Every
great
kilometer.
way. Yeah,
Which
no,
is like
sick. It's like you're going on a
How do
wine
you
tour
do
and
that?
doing a run. Like, yes, sign me up. But like things like that or like just things in like fun cities that like you can make a whole weekend out of it because I'm a huge fan of the like destination races because like why not? It gives you a
Yeah.
purpose, but also you get to see somewhere new. So there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, Des going down and winning
Disney.
the Run Disney half.
I just
like,
saw
that's
that.
so sick.
That's so random too. I was
She's
like,
like,
wait,
"Pop, pop,
is that
pop."
Des? What's
Maybe
going
just
on
like
here?
go down there and like set an obscene course record just to like be annoying.
Be like,
She's
wait a
like the
second.
only one down there like not in a costume. I feel like everybody runs those races in costumes and she's like got her Brooks jersey
I mean, I'm
on.
sure there's like a cool like Guinness World Record for that. Like, I would need to
Oh,
look it
for
up,
sure.
but there's
Yeah.
got to be a sick Guinness World Record for a half marathon in like a duck costume or something.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do
Well,
that.
actually, I should look this up because I know that the men's records got pretty aggressive. Like Yuki Kochi ran like
Oh,
sub
yeah.
70 in a panda costume. So you're like,
Right.
damn. I
Some
don't
of
know
these
if
might
it's
be pretty
Like, that's
hard.
the
cotton on fire.
level of commitment I'm looking for,
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
is
I
like
love it.
full effort in an obscene costume.
Okay.
I've heard
I
that
love it.
thermodynamics on that stuff really matter. Like
I mean, I
things
would,
that seem comfortable jogging get very warm, apparently.
I
If
mean,
you're out
those
there
suits are
really pumping.
insane.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Go figure it
But
out.
leave it to, this could be part of Dez's. We need to pitch it to her. It needs to be part of the.
No,
Because imagine you like if you were
No,
so
Peter,
disguised
this
they
is
didn't
my
quite know.
future.
Yeah,
We
this
need
is
the
Erica's
sorry.
suits to
future.
stay
wait.
as soft as
Then
possible. This is
No
like
one
Right.
the hell
10
does about
years.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need people like Des trying to break the records. We need these records to wait for Erica.
It
Yeah.
feels like a Scooby-Doo thing, like if she wore some sort of mask and you're like, who is that woman just flying down the road? And then it's like,
I mean,
get
that's
to the
the
end.
dream.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're like, oh, it was
Oh.
the pro marathoner from, yes. Okay. I like this.
Okay, so have we read anything? Can we wrap up how I like to
As
wrap
long
up?
as we don't say consumed,
Yeah.
No, ingest.
ingest. Oh,
That's the
yeah, I
word
knew
you don't
consume,
like.
yeah.
You make a face like I said the word moist. You know, like a lot of people don't like that word. You're acting like the word ingest is like gross.
I feel like they go.
There was
hand in
just something
hand.
about the way you said the whole sentence. Just like, it was just, it didn't hit. It made us all uncomfortable.
Okay. Well, I finally started the book, The Correspondent, after a million people have recommended it. And I
Mhm.
wanted to wait because I had read Theo of Golden and I was like, I feel like they might have similar vibes and I need like, just something different in between. So I did that. And I finally started The Correspondent. Anytime I have a trip, I get a lot of reading done because there's a lot of
Yeah.
airplane time. And it is so precious. I think I'm like 60% through and I love it. Highly recommend. I love the main character, Sybil. She has made me literally laugh out loud multiple times in the book. And it's going to make you want to write letters, like handwritten letters to people you love or don't get to talk. I mean, honestly, like this book is for the good. I seriously, in the middle of reading it, I texted my grandma passed away like 10 years ago and her best friend who was like, is like a second grandma to me. She's still alive. She's like 83, I think. And I need to text Margaret right now. I'm
Aw.
reading this book. And so I texted her and I'm like, hey, how are you? And asked her a few questions. And I'm like, I'm reading The Correspondent. You would love this book. And so I think the book is just so good because it reminds you to like, not just think about the people, in all these different places in your life, but actually reach out to them. So highly recommend it. I don't know how it's going to end.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's not ending in some like horribly sad way, but yeah, I recommend The Correspondent.
That's
And it seems like
lovely.
everybody's reading it.
That's
Yeah, it's lovely. Do you guys have anything?
I have been catching up on the newest season of My Strange Addiction. And
Oh.
it's weird. 2025, 2026, it's gotten, I mean, it was weird when it came out like 10 years ago. And
I was
the
saying,
Okay.
you've been
addictions-
watching this for a long time.
I mean, well, they haven't had a new season in a long time. So like this
Okay.
is a big deal. The old seasons are unhinged, but it's also just funny to watch what everyone was like in 2010 because I was like,
Oh.
God, we were so
Oh, yeah.
embarrassing. And also just like technology was somehow so old because like we like didn't have like iPhones yet.
Oh,
But
yeah.
now like seeing all the weird addictions in like modern times is almost more unsettling because you're like, there's one woman who she's like, I'm 32 in Boston. And I'm like, you could have come across her in your daily life, which is like terrifying. But the episode I watched most recently was the guy who's addicted to butter. He's just like
Whoa.
so convinced that butter is the key to health and longevity. He like found it on some rabbit hole of the internet. And he's just like, they're just documenting his life with butter. And
how much butter does he eat every day?
a few sticks. Yeah, like
Oh.
a few sticks.
And does he eat it raw, just like with nothing else? He'll just like take a bite of butter.
For snacks,
I mean,
yes.
He must, yeah.
He'll like freeze
For
it.
efficiency.
He'll do charcuterie boards with just like cold butter on it. He puts like a stick of butter in his eggs, a stick of butter in the pan when he's cooking dinner, and then a little more to finish it off. He always carries a stick of butter with him for snacks. Like, I have never seen
Ready to go.
someone this committed to butter, but he looks fine. And like they show
Huh.
old photos of him
Huh.
before this butter phase.
Yeah.
And like he looked less fit and he's like, I felt terrible. I looked terrible. Butter has
Wow.
changed my life. And you're like, okay, like it is like a
Butter
natural
influencer. Here we
food
go.
source, but like, did Big Butter set him up to this? Like, is this real? Like, what is happening? And
What
then
is going
in every
on?
episode, it's like the first half of the episode is like just introducing you to these people and their strange addiction. And then the second half is them confessing to either a family member or a friend. And like it never goes well because it's obviously like the strangest things. So he had a friend come over and like made him his traditional butter dinner. And his friend is like, do you want me to poop myself? Like, I'm not eating this.
So he hides the butter addiction?
Or like he consumes a lot more than people notice. So like when his friend came
Okay.
over for dinner, he like showed him like the extent of his butter consumption. And like his friend was like, how much do you go through? And he like told him and he was like, bro, that's not it.
This is not it.
And he was
Yeah.
like, have you been to a doctor? And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, funny enough, like the last time I went to the doctor, they said I had high cholesterol. Like, go figure.
Oh.
Yeah.
And his friend was
Okay.
like,
Yeah,
that's not good. And he was like, it's fine. And then they just put a like text on the screen that was like, he has not reduced his butter consumption since filming. And it's like, end of episode.
End of episode.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I remember you talking about My Strange Addiction like a long time ago. That's why I said you've been
There's a
watching
lot
it
of
for a long
seasons,
time.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But we're on a new one now.
I
So
think
these are things I've never seen before.
Okay.
Does
perfect.
it change your view of the world? Like, I would think then you'd go through the world being like, seeing stuff, being like, oh, I know there's people addicted to that. There's people addicted to that.
I think,
Anything.
yeah. Because, like,
Anything.
how can you
Yeah.
possibly make this many seasons that are this interesting? Because it's like, yeah, I'm sure everyone has like a weird little thing that they do in their daily lives that like they don't think is weird, but like maybe the general public is like, I don't do that every day. Or like, you're a bit too attached to this thing. But then you like watch a show like that and you're like, how does someone end up this way? Like, literally, how did we get from like point A to point B? Because it feels like we missed some steps. Or we didn't go to B, we went to Z, and now we're on like a different planet because you think this is like standard.
Yeah.
And like,
You're like, it's normal.
this can't be standard because then like, what planet am I on?
Right.
I mean,
It's interesting.
this whole podcast, we are obsessing a sport that is all about like, oh, you think that's pretty far? People go way further than that. Or way, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have a goodie that you ingested?
I viewed. I was late to the heated rivalry party. I blew through 6 episodes. I mean,
Is it
certain
good?
shows you're like, is it good? Oh, ended with a tear running down my cheek.
Oh.
It is quite good. I have some thoughts that are
Have
not
you watched
maybe.
it, Erica?
I'm saving it.
Okay.
I know I'm going to absolutely love it, and I want to watch it all like in one weekend. So I'm like saving it for like the right weekend.
I think what's the most family appropriate comment I can make about this show?
Is this show family friendly? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say there aren't children listening, Peter.
I'm saying on this show. Yeah. I at one point paused and was just, I don't see a lot of naked men who are that physically fit.
Oh.
I'm around men who are either like, mostly naked if we're out in the summer running in short shorts. But I'm like,
yeah.
Julia has not watched it yet. And I just paused and was like, look at these specimens of men. Jesus. And her friends are like, so is he going to get in the gym and, work on some of his muscles? I'm like,
that's so funny.
No, I still want my mileage to be super high, which would not. I don't think
It's not an
I don't
either
think you
or,
can.
Peter.
Oh, yeah, it's true. The hybrid athletes would say otherwise. Yeah, it was a very, and then it coincided with one of the co-stars going on SNL and getting to see the breadth of his,
Mm-hmm.
acting and his comedic expertise. But
Oh yeah, I did
yeah,
see that. He was
highly
on
recommend.
SNL.
It's not that long. I was like, given, some shows, the fan base gets so worked up because it's like 18 episodes, and by the time they do that, they're off in their own world. Whereas this was pretty quick.
Lindsay,
So.
you should read the book.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I
I've heard good
haven't,
things.
but I guarantee the book's even better.
So I should read that and then watch
Mhm.
the show probably. Okay. I forgot. I think I did hear that there was a book. Okay.
Lindsay's like, I'm gonna ingest that book.
Give me all the
It's
books.
gonna do it in like a
Give me
day.
all the books.
Yeah.
Is
They'll
it
be
a
like, "Wait
series or just a
second."
book?
It is a
I believe
series,
it's
but the show is only based on like one of them.
Book. Okay,
okay.
book one. Because all the runner girls are into like Fourth Wing, Akatar. Like I can't tell you how many people I've interviewed. Did you read any of those, Erica?
Yeah, I mean, I read Akatar when it like came out, like when I was still in college.
Oh, it's that. I didn't realize it had
It's
been around that
old.
long.
Yeah, it came out in
I
like
just can't.
2014,
I
but
have
it
a
got
hard
really
time.
popular on TikTok like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's
I
been
get
fun
nervous
because then I
about
can like
starting a
talk to people
series.
about it.
Yeah,
For 10
I know,
years, I
but
had
like
to sit with my thoughts
you had
by
to wait.
myself.
Yeah.
No,
I just
they're
like
super fun.
with series though, I'm like, yeah, but like I said with Theo of Golden, I needed like something different in between that and the correspondent. So I'm like, but then I feel like I'll be so invested in the story, I won't want to stray, and I don't know. I don't want
They're
to give all
really
my
quick
time.
reads, so it's like you can get through the series in 3 days.
Really?
They're very easy to read books,
Okay.
which is why I think
Okay.
they're so popular. Like it's not like a grind. Your brain doesn't hurt.
To get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not feeling tired. Your brain's not feeling tired.
You're
to
not
read it.
learning anything.
Yeah.
You're not in school. They're strictly for entertainment.
Oh, all right, friends. Well, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week on Relay.
Thanks so much.